Yay, today is going to be a good one. Hey, you guys, today we have a woman on by the name of Faith. She is amazing. She has just completed 40 days raw, and she actually reached out to me and said this was a soul cleansing and completely changed her life. And she is a woman of so many things. She's a motivational speaker. She's a radio host, and I think she's a stand-up comic as well. All these things. She's amazing. So you guys are going to want to watch this one till the end. Let's get into it. Hey, Faith, how's it going?
Hey, it's going great. Thank you so much for letting me come on your show. Usually people say, oh, thanks for having me, but I really appreciate it so much.
No,
Yeah.
not me letting you. Thank you for gracing your presence. Thank you for coming on. You are just good vibes. Amazing. I can't wait to hear all about your story. So I'd love to just dive right into it. You did 40 days, only raw vegan food. So what led you to embark on that journey and how did it go?
Well, first of all, it went fabulous. It was life-changing. I always wanted to do something with like 40 days of something. I wasn't too sure, right? In the beginning of 2023, I was like, I want to do something. And let me take you back. In 2020, some girlfriends and I, my sister and my two best friends from childhood, they're like, let's do a veganary. Like, let's go vegan for a month. I'm like, what the heck? Why not?
Yeah.
So that's where my whole vegan journey started off. But the raw vegan in September of 2023, I'm on the computer. I don't know what I'm doing, but you know how the algorithm shows you videos like what you've been researching, all of a sudden it
Yeah.
starts in your feed, and you came in my feed.
Wow.
And a gentleman by the name of G. Bryant.
Oh, he's my favorite. I went to interview him in Miami. He is freaking just mind blowing. Everything he says, it's like, whoa, 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 right?
Totally never heard of him before. Saw the both of you, clicked on his, which said, I did raw vegan for 90 days. And I'm like, raw, like, what is this? What? So I started watching. And as I started watching, I started having chills and I started getting excited. And then I started getting emotional because I'm like, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's funny because as he's talking, right, he's got this pineapple shake and he's like, talking. And I'm like, okay, where is he? Is he from the city? Is he from New York? Because I'm a Jersey girl out here in
Yeah.
California. And
Yeah.
I'm like, where's this guy from? So I'm listening to him and and I believe him. So
Yeah.
then I stopped the video. I'm like, 40 days. Like I wanted something. So then I started counting, Jillian. I was like, I counted down 40 days. And you know when the 40th day ended for the raw vegan challenge? My birthday, October
Wow.
17th.
Wow.
And I knew
Meant to
I
be.
was supposed to do it. Um, I gotta do this. So me being the type of me I am, sometimes I just have to start, I just have to jump. Like
Yeah.
I can't like overthink it, like talk to the family. Oh, what do you think? Or
Yeah.
talk to
They'll
my
be like, you're crazy. What are you doing?
you can't. And a lot of times I believe a lot of people want to do this type of journey, but the problem is they start sharing it with other people and it's not their friend's journey, it's your own journey. So I started it. Now the first 2 days, I got a terrible headache. And I understand when people like bounce because the first 2 days it was terrible. I had to go down to Silicon Valley. I did some work down there. And I just remember sitting in this conference room like
Oh,
the headache, the detox, that's what it was, right? The sugar going, what are you doing? What are you doing to my body? And I'm like, nope, nope. So the first 2 days was rough. And I'm not gonna lie. It hurt. Like, and I remember watching a movie. I watched it was My Big Fat Greek Wedding, the second one. And it's a great movie, right? Like you're supposed to like. I remember being so miserable sitting in that movie. But anyway, because I was just like my head is pounding, and I'm not one to get headaches. But I remember doing
are you a coffee drinker normally?
no, no, but I was the sugar. I'm like a fakey coffee.
Mm.
Oh, let's go out for coffee. Sure. I'll have a bunch. So I drink more for the experience, right?
Yeah.
Like we go weeks without having coffee. But the
Yeah.
sugar, like let's talk. And let's be honest, something G said that I just didn't like. He kind of got on my nerves a little bit because he was like, true. Like he was working me. But one of the things he said was talking about a commercialized vegan.
What, like the Beyond Meat and all that type of stuff, you mean?
All yeah, Beyond Me, the burgers, the fakey, the it's cheese, but it's not cheese, and it's meat, and it's chorizo, but it's not really, and just like French fries, and that's vegan, and just all this stuff, and I was piling it on. And let's be honest, I am a woman, way over 50, and I am post. Yes, okay.
Wow. Okay, you look half your age, but anyway, you
But
look
I get that all the time. But I have 3 adult children, and I'm an empty nester, and they're all the way in college. And it's the sort of thing that I felt like I needed a soul cleansing. I needed something, not a diet, right? Because I did a lot of the cleanses and the this and the that. I wanted something sustainable. I wanted
Mhm.
something I could share with other people, women my age, because everyone says, well, you get older, like, you're never gonna lose weight. You get old, the fat sticks. And I'm like, we'd be hot and
Yeah,
get older as women.
yeah,
Like, can't we look good?
yeah.
And and so I started working out even more, and running, and then I started getting creative. I was looking
Wow.
at all of these videos, right? I watched your video, and you and your sweet daughter. I don't even oh, you were making something with, it was like noodles, and you were doing the sauce in the bowl, and you're like, okay, it says this, and she's looking at you, you're like, you want me to add it? Okay. So you all have to see that video with Gillian and her daughter. It's adorable. But I was watching your creativity, and you're a positive person. So it was like a kid in a candy store. It was like I was following all these people, and I'm like, okay, this is good. Let me try this, and let me smash up the cashews, and get romaine lettuce, and then using it as a wrap, and the fruit, and let me dump the fruit in the bowl, and let me have papaya and mango and grapes, and it just, I started sleeping better. My skin, I'm sorry, I'm going
No,
on and
it's good. I want you to. I was gonna ask you for a full list of the benefits. Yeah, like, so when did you start feeling good? On this channel, we talk a lot about how diet changes our life and makes us feel amazing. But one other thing that has personally changed my life so much in a drastic way for the better is therapy. If you follow my channel, you know I've had a lot of marriage issues and personal problems the last few years. And doing therapy this year has literally brought me into such a happier, healthier place. Even you guys have commented on that. And because of this, I am super stoked to share that today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. You see them everywhere for a reason. Over 4 million people have used BetterHelp to start living a healthier, happier life. Therapy helped me understand why I felt the way I did and why things were happening. And that awareness created a massive shift in me. And my therapist has also helped me create a better life. BetterHelp is great because they connect you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice through either messaging, phone calls, or video. You can also save 10% off your first month below. Starting therapy can be hard. The right therapist may not be in your area, and some people find face-to-face therapy uncomfortable, myself included. So I love how they have the video and the other options to connect in today's modern times. BetterHelp can match you to one of our 30,000 therapists in their network, which gives you access to a wider range of expertise. And if you're not matched with someone who feels like a fit, which can happen, it's super common when starting therapy. This happened to me. You can easily switch with no extra cost or stress till you find the right person. It's so easy to start. You'll fill out a questionnaire and it'll help you assess your specific needs. And then you'll get matched with your therapist in most cases within 48 hours or less. And you will be able to schedule therapy at a time that's convenient to you. Many of us spend hours in the gym every week. So why not give your mind the same kind of attention? My time in the gym does wonders for my life outside of the gym. And my time in therapy also does wonders for my entire life outside of therapy. So click the link in the description to get started today. And clicking on that link helps support this channel. It helps support your girl. And it also gets you 10% off your first month, which is huge, at BetterHelp. So you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you like it's helped me. So let's get back to this video. And thanks again for BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Like, I know you said like you felt like crap the first couple days. How long in did it take you to start feeling good? And then like what are like maybe a list of all the benefits and positives that happen?
yeah, it took me, truthfully, it took me about 4 days, about 3 4 days before I was like, wow, the energy. Okay, so naturally, I have a lot of energy, right? I'm gonna say I'm a Libra. I'm a Jersey girl. I do stand up comedy. Like I have a lot of energy, but
Yeah.
a lot of that is and was manufactured energy. So I'm amped anyway. But I felt naturally, like within 4 or 5 days, like great, a lift, and I can't really describe it, but my skin started clearing up. So I started sleeping through the night a lot better.
Yeah.
My skin like started glowing, and we went to this restaurant in Santa Barbara, and this guy sat across from myself and my husband, and he was like, he looked at my husband, and he's like, she's glowing. You guys expecting? I'm like, no, that would be no, definitely
Yeah.
not. Um, but people would remark on my skin, and I just felt this natural lift, and my belly started getting smaller.
Mhm.
And it just like you felt, oh. And in the morning time, I'm usually very stuffy,
Yeah.
not stuffy in the morning.
Oh, that's one thing I love about being raw. My sinuses, like when I breathe my nose, it's always so clear. And before I was raw, I was always more clogged up in there. Like I didn't even realize at the time like how it was. And then they told me you have sinusitis, you have all this, but no, it was just like eating clean fixed it. Well, that's great.
Exactly. But yeah, all those benefits and just a ton. It just the energy was off the chain. The energy was just off the chain. And again, I was getting creative and I was eating
Mhm.
a lot more. Now, I was
Yeah.
never a fruit eater, but my body started craving. And that's one thing I really didn't, I'm not gonna say I didn't believe, but like a lot of the stuff that you were saying and it was G was saying, and I watched uh Chef Babette.
Oh, she's
Um,
amazing. Yeah. She's
love her.
72.
Yes, she is.
Or is she
Follow.
7? She's in her 70s. I think 72, yeah.
I think she just had a birthday, but I listened to all of these people that have been putting it down for years that were cool and fun and nice looking. And
Mhm.
I'm like, I, I want to do this. So I decided to stay raw vegan after my birthday, October 17th, because it worked. So I decided to stay like 80, 85% of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And it works. It's easier. It really is. Especially I save a ton of money too. You save a lot of money. Save a lot
Yeah,
of money.
see, that's the thing. People, I think it's, like, crazy expensive. So tell us a little bit about your experience with that then.
My experience, first of all, let me just say, we all go to the store every once in a while and get this and get that.
Mhm.
And then it adds up. Let me tell you something. I went to the store on a Monday after I worked out, and I shop like 6 a.m. in the morning. It's crazy. But I got a bunch of salads. I got a big thing of spinach. Usually everything is organic, right? And I got a bunch of fruit. $42 for the week.
Wow, that's amazing. You need to make a video on
42
that.
40 yes, $42 for the week, and I'm still looking for that receipt. I'm like, "Oh, if I can't, what I get with that receipt?" I assure you, when I was eating, I was stuffed. I was full. I was eating a lot more, but I didn't realize how much money you save on your meals. And
Mhm.
people say, "Oh, don't you miss this? Don't you miss that?" Look, I don't miss being stuffy in the morning. I
Mhm.
don't miss, I mean, let's be honest. I want to be an example for women of a certain age because you
Mhm.
don't have to. I mean, all women, of course. But as I got older, yes, I was like kind of expanding. And then I remember I did a show. I did a comedy show. I headlined a show, and my friend did a videotape. And I looked at the videotape. I looked at it for about 5 seconds, and I said, "Okay, turn it off, roll," because I was like, I was a little larger than charge. I was
Yeah.
like, what is? I know better. What's happening? It's
Yeah.
because I'm a vegan. I'm vegan. Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh. So when I look at myself now, I'm like, wow, okay. And plus, I feel better. It's not looks. And
Yeah.
I strategically, Gillian, have not said about how much weight I lost because I want people don't focus on the weight, focus on how you feel.
I
It's
agree 100%. That's
how
why I
do
do
you
it.
feel? Yeah.
Yeah, I eat good to feel good. Like, I feel so good and so energized eating this way versus if I was eating the cooked food or the processed food or things like that. It's like it's such huge difference, right? So you noticed a big difference in like how you feel.
Huge difference in how I feel. And honestly, I wasn't respecting food like I should have. See, that was a big thing for
Mm,
me, right? We're supposed to respect food. We have used food for years as a weapon, right? I'm pissed off. Get some ice cream.
yeah.
Let's celebrate. Let's pig out. Let's gorge. Look,
Yeah.
and it's like, let's respect food. Let's let's be thankful. Let's be grateful. Let's take a step back and not weaponize food as, I mean, we're surrounded by food. Like we're just constantly surrounded. But when you're disciplined behind closed doors, that is where the real magic happens because you can have your mind, like my mind health was changing. And let me
Mhm.
say this. I and sorry for all the dings. I have my phone on do not disturb, but
No, I
my
can't even hear it.
oh,
No,
I'm so
I
happy that
can't even hear it.
I'm gonna keep going. So last year, and that's when I say I did this for soul cleansing. In Thanksgiving of 2022, I lost my mom. And yeah, and my mom, my best friend, my homegirl, just like, I mean, just everything raised me to be strong, loved me. I just loved her so much. And she was in New Jersey, and I was able to be there with her, with my brother-in-law and my sister and my dad. And I didn't want to use her passing as an excuse for food because my food addiction was always such a struggle, even though I wasn't large, right? My food addiction. I'm angry. I'm going to get something to eat, and oh, and
Mm,
like burger, like always using it. I said, I can't do that. I can't do that. So that's why I wanted a soul cleansing. Like I wanted everything to stop. As you know, when we lose people who are close to us, people that we love, there's something that almost I felt like I lost a part of me. But I know in order to make her proud, she'll be like, come on, let's go, like, stay positive. But more importantly, what are you going to do to give back? How can you give back? So I've always wanted to do something. And I didn't know what it was. And people said, oh, do a cleanse, do this. I'm like, no, because what about when the 30 days is over or the 40 days is over? I'm just going to go back to what I was doing before. No, I
mhm.
need something for my soul. And honestly, this raw vegan, what I'm doing now, this lifestyle, it's opened up so many doors because I don't have any more brain fog.
Right? Yeah.
Like it's a miracle. And I don't I'm just like constantly going, doing what I love, doing what I love. So I don't feel the brain fog. I don't feel the like the disarray. Or, look, I'm postmenopausal and I'm proud.
Mhm.
And you don't have to, women that are my age, when you get that 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever have you, you don't have to be nasty or short or rude or, quick tempered. And we give a pass for that. A lot of times it's the dis-ease in our bodies that are causing us to be short and nasty, be like, oh, I'm in menopause. What? I want to dance my way. I wanted to dance my way through it.
I
I
love
wanted
it.
I wanted to be joyful and to give back. And that's why, I love speaking at schools and just doing, what I'm doing. And
And you're great. You're so great at speaking. And sorry to hear about your mother, I just want to say. And you're so strong. She would be so proud of you. Honestly, she's watching down, so proud of you. And the brain fog thing that you mentioned too, that's just it's huge. So that's one of the biggest things for me for sure. And I've been raw for 7 years and I had a cooked meal in Miami earlier this year, I think it was. And I noticed a big dip. That's one of the big things I noticed. Like my brain was functioning different and I didn't like it. So I think that's just such an underrated part of being raw. And like you said, like you feel more creative. That's like me. Like I'm just so much more creative on the raw living foods. It's crazy, right? I'm so glad it was such an amazing experience for you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, really, I mean, it was life changing, and I didn't see it. It's like I saw something, but I didn't know that it would be with this. I
Yeah.
didn't. And honestly, it's easy. It's easy. And I did a video. Well, my son helped me videotape it. No, he didn't. He did the editing, and I
Yeah.
I remember doing a road trip and bringing my own food because I'm like, okay, the service stations are not gonna, have fresh fruit, but it's no big deal.
No, it's not.
It's like this lifestyle. So I'm like, as people watch this, whether you do 7 days or 10 days, but you try it to see the benefits of what your body will start doing and your mind. And don't we all just want to feel good?
100%. And so how did you know what to do? So I'm actually going to create a like how to go raw program. Planning on launching in the new year if I have time to get it done. I think so. But a lot of people come and they're like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. So did you sort of tackle like everything on your own and just set your own meal plans and stuff? Or did you like order somebody's like raw challenge or like what exactly did you do? And take us through sort of what you ate in a typical day.
Sure, I will. And I will say this is not sponsored, so I'm gonna give G some props. So I did buy his program. I
Yeah.
purchased a program and I followed it, and I followed it loosely.
Yeah.
So whether it's Jillian's program, G Bryant, like you have to do what works for you.
Yeah.
And I started following it very loosely. And when I say very loosely, I mean, like in the morning they said, oh, do this fruit, that fruit. I'm like, I don't want that fruit. So I just started, like I said, I just jumped in. I started eating fruit. And when it came time to eat, set up my place. So I wasn't just like randomly doing that. I set up my dishes, and I went ahead and I put the fruit on my plate like it was a meal.
Yeah.
And I sat with my water and I ate it. Now, you must say, for me, it just sometimes felt weird, but you have to realize
hmm
if this were easy, everybody would be doing it. And
hmm
anything you really want in life, that's a challenge. You're going to have to go through a little something to get it. It's not going to be easy. So that is very important, setting up your plate and eating the fruit. And again, like once I finish it, whatever have you, next meal, maybe I had a big salad. So just, a traditional salad, but I made it look really pretty where I had beets and mushrooms. Oh my gosh, mushrooms are like freaking life-saving. Now, I also will say I had some avocados, but I didn't realize avocado is no longer my friend. See, that's another thing.
Mm.
Certain fruits and vegetables you could be eating like all of your life, and then all of a sudden do something like this. There's two things I don't eat anymore. For me, bananas and avocados,
Wow.
because they make me feel extremely bloated.
I've heard some people say that with bananas, and I know with avocados, they're higher in fat, they can take longer to digest and stuff. So yeah, you gotta listen to your body. And I like what you said, like you followed the challenge loosely. Because even now, like I'm in the middle of designing my like course, how to go raw, and then I'm gonna launch it as a 30-day, let's do a 30-day raw challenge together with like Zoom support and stuff, I think. But even then, like I don't want to tell people to eat this exact thing every day because everybody's different. And they might be like, I don't want to eat that, fall off the challenge. So like I think you're right. You kind of have to find your own way with it. So you definitely found what works. Like, did it feel like, yeah, I don't think you took us through a complete day, right? I'll let you finish
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
before I
well,
ask some
I
more
finished.
questions.
Well, I mean, and I followed you. I mean, I'm not trying to pump you up. I'm really not, but I
Yeah.
did.
No, I
And
know. Yeah.
the stuff that you did.
Yeah.
And for a snack, maybe I would have some almonds. And it's funny, I used to have some right here. I think I finished them.
Mhm.
But like some almonds. I did do nuts. Some pumpkin seeds and things like that. I did that for a snack. And what I found was at night I wanted to eat a little bigger, so I would make my salad a little larger. And I would usually have a mixed greens, extra kale,
Mhm.
beets, mushrooms, onions. I cut up raw onions that were like so good. For the crunchy, again, some of walnuts or cashews. And I also researched the best nut for you, which was, what was it? It begins with a B.
Brazil
Um,
nut?
Brazil
Yeah.
nuts. All the doctors were like Brazil nuts. So I snatched them up and I threw them on my salad and I ate it and it got me full. I was
Wow.
full. So that was like a normal day. And I'm not a big sweets person, but if I wanted some dessert, then I would have some watermelon or some
Mhm.
mango. So that's what I had for my sweets. And again, it's a mind shift. It's a paradigm shift. Like people think, oh, I need this, I need that. Oh, I need meat,
Mhm.
and people always ask me, which made me laugh so much. What you do for protein?
I
Oh my God,
know.
protein. And I'm like, if I had a penny for anybody that asks. And I would always come up with the same thing. And I'm like, no, I'm eating probably a lot more protein than you're eating. I'm
Yeah.
eating the raw protein. Like I'm not eating from, I mean, okay, here we go, folks, don't come for me. But I'm not eating the animal that eats the protein that you're eating. I'm eating the
Yes. Yeah.
protein straight from the source
Yeah.
going. And so, like, we can all do that. And the more I started eating that, the more my body was craving it. So, like a snack, like the
Mhm.
microgreens. Oh, I forgot to say, use microgreens. And we all have a farmer's market. Support your local farmer's market. You can get microgreens and fruits and vegetables. So I just started getting creative. There's no right or wrong way. And I'm excited to see your guide when it comes
Yeah,
out.
I'm so excited. I just came out with a recipe book. I'm so excited. If it's out right now, I'll put it down below. It might be out right now when this video goes up. It is amazing. It's 100 pages and it's all easy recipes. Because
What?
it's easy, this lifestyle. I think it should be made easy. I like easy things. So, and
Easy.
delicious things. So you weren't bored on it at all. Like you
I
felt
was
like,
never.
yeah, I've been 7 years and I love it. Like I love it just as much to discover new things now. Like I absolutely love it.
Yeah, no, no, bored. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that guy is. No, bored.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
so like socially, was it an issue? Like you managed, you just prepared and like brought stuff everywhere you went and like you were fine
I
with
did.
it?
I did. And you know what's funny? I did a function in Silicon Valley,
Mhm.
and we were on a break. So I pulled out my old-fashioned lunch bag, lunch pail, looking like I'm in elementary school. I pulled out my Tupperware and I had a bunch of fruit in there. But you know what? On the buffet line, they had a big fat tray of fresh fruit.
Great.
Now,
See, yeah, you can make it work everywhere, you know?
yeah, exactly. So of course I ate my stuff, and then I ate some of their stuff, and I filled up. And there were a couple people who were a little bit uncomfortable. It's so funny. I
Yeah.
just when you're starting to change, and I know you know this, when you're starting to change and better you,
Mhm.
sometimes it makes people feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
And well-meaning, lovely people, but ill-informed. Because I'm always like, how is what I do
Mhm.
have anything to do with you? Like, I'm good with God and my husband and my kids. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm comfortable. I love me. So I think when, like, if you're going to do this lifestyle and people following you and in your journey, you know,
Mhm.
get encouragement from you. Get encouragement. Get around people. Start doing your research. Get around people who are going to lift you up and people who support you. And start speaking words of life over yourself, telling
Yeah.
yourself you can. Because the more, whatever you say, you'll get more of. I can't. I never. I can't imagine. Well, then guess what? You
Yeah.
can't. You can't imagine. You never. Then I can't do it. Well, then you can't do it. Because
So true.
usually if whatever you say, those words that come out of your mouth, they're going to lift you up or they're going to cast you down, one or the other.
So true. And with the people we surround ourselves, the words that are coming out of their mouth. I saw at my daughter's school yesterday, there was a mom, she was wearing a shirt and it was like, and it said like in big letters, and I think it's so true. Surround yourself with people who lift your energy higher. And I think that's so true, it's just so key. Well, I'm so glad you're able to make it work in like every situation. I feel like you can really make it work in any situation. When I'm traveling, no matter where I am, I prioritize it and I eat this way because I just feel my best, right? It's a huge, huge difference for me. And I mean, again, it's not for everyone, but for a lot of people it is. So I think it's worth just trying. Like you said, do like 7 days, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, like see if it works for you. And you were even, so you work out too, right? You were saying you
Yeah.
look good. I can tell you work out. So you worked out on
Yeah.
this too. And how were your energy levels? Did you notice any differences like from before being raw to doing it raw?
100%. I can lift a little more. For the first couple of days, I didn't go nowhere. I was just like,
Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel, right? But once I kind of got over that hump, I started working out more and I started lifting more. And I do it for my mental health because every time I come home or drive home, I'm just like more pumped. And it helps me with my clarity. It really does. Again, I want to be clear. I was a workout enthusiast for
Mhm.
years. Quotes around that. I ate like garbage and I thought I can just work it off. but no, 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 not at all. I always felt like, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, I enjoy running. I started running a couple of years ago. I used to do 5K Mondays. So I did about 52 5Ks every
Wow.
Monday. And then I did some extra only because I wanted to push myself and take a risk.
That's
I always
good.
like doing something different. And so yeah, so I started kind of following, women over 50, what do you kind of lose something else and gain that. I don't know if it's estrogen or whatever have you, something. But then you needing more protein as you get older.
Mhm.
And I just started following that and just started, working out. And my off days still moving my body. I'm an able body, right? We're blessed. So I was just like, I can move my body. So let me just do it. And not always running or walking, but lifting. And I remember people
Mhm.
saying, you can lift more, you can lift heavier weights. And I was like, I'm gonna try it. And now I was like, oh, but yeah.
Amazing. Oh, and you look so great. You're so positive. I love it. And what would you say has been like your favorite part of the whole experience?
My favorite part of the whole experience is I feel that there is clarity with my career, with the people I surround myself with. I feel like, being an influencer, and I know you know this, there are people that can be ugly and rude and nasty. I no longer, I'm not going to say it doesn't bother me because sometimes
Mhm.
depends, on an off day, things do bother me and I do
Yeah.
hurt, but I don't feel like I have to answer to you or to anybody else. I
Mhm.
feel like I have clarity. I feel like I feel like I love me. And like you said, I feel like I'm making my mom proud. So
Mhm.
I just feel good. And it just sounds so cheesy. I have a lot of faith. I feel like I'm dreaming bigger,
Mhm.
super, super big. And I feel like now I can actually achieve those things because I have, my clear mind. I just hung up with my cousin Shelton Whitley, my cousin Shelt, and my gosh, he's been an athlete his entire life. Like he's in his 60s, he looks fabulous. And he said, and I quote, "You'll never go back and
Wow.
you won't regret it." And I'm like, exactly. So I think that's what has the best, ever. And my family supports
I
me.
love that's amazing. I love that. That's so huge. And if someone's watching out there and they want to maybe give this a try, do you have any advice for somebody how to get started or any tips from like things you learned along the way?
Yeah. I would say just don't overthink it. Just don't overthink it. Just do it up here first and then this will follow.
Mm.
Say I am going to try it for a couple of days. Make sure you consult with your doctor and your healthcare provider before you go into anything like this. But
Yeah.
I would say go ahead and once you get the okay, because you see, we can take pills and I'm not talking about supplements or vitamins. Like we could take a pill to help me do this and help me do that. It might be the food you eating.
That's the thing. A lot like, yeah, it could be. So it's definitely worth entertaining because, you know, and weight loss, I know people will wonder. So are you, if you're okay with sharing, did you
Yeah.
notice weight loss on the challenge at all or no? Or on your 40
Yes.
days?
Oh yeah. So my 40 days, and it's funny because but that's okay. Uh, I lost about 20 pounds.
Wow.
Yes. And I wanted to lose a lot more. So what I'm doing is I am going to keep going and I'm doing it loosely, as I say, 80,
Yeah.
85% raw vegan. And already as I've come out of it, like within a week, oh wow, a week, I've lost like another like 1 or 2 pounds. And what's happening is my body is like, okay, you're doing this. Oh, okay, this is what we're doing now. And I'm like, this is
Yeah.
what we're doing now. This is what we're doing for a lifetime. So mommy can have the body like she was in college and she knows what was up. And I didn't even realize. I didn't realize I was tightened right back then. But I'm like, up.
You don't
So
realize. Then you look back, you're like, okay, me too.
that
No. Wow. And have there been any negatives like on this at all? Any negatives that come to mind? Or it's just been really, really overall very positive.
it's been really positive, but sometimes, like I said, well-meaning people just
Mm,
question, how do you get your protein? Do you get in the fiber? Or, or I've heard, and I'm like, okay, you know,
yeah.
and then people, again, sometimes people like, I mean, I won't say her name, but my cousin was, my popping off, and she was just like, you need to eat a cheeseburger. And I'm like, you look like you need to stop eating cheese.
Oh, no. Was this at a family function?
No, this was on the phone. So
Oh,
I'm just like, don't freaking come for me. Like
yeah.
no, I love Jesus, but I'm a like, don't get it twisted. Okay. Like,
No.
don't get it twisted, So that's probably the only negative. But I know, again, her as well as anybody else, their projection of, oh, I really, because what they're really saying, their inner self, oh, I always wanted to do that. I want to try it, but I don't think so. But it's like,
Mhm.
sure you can.
Yeah.
And trust me, the gal who got kicked out of college, not disciplined, cheeseburger deluxe, like I was freaking, I'm
You got
sure I've
kicked out? You got kicked out of college?
new schools.
No
That's,
way.
yeah. You
Stop.
check out my website for that, funnygirlfaith.com. But yeah, I mean, I was just all over the place. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, food has some major attachments to it. Certain foods like that we have no business eating that attach themselves to us. And I mean, that's like way deep. And I follow, do you ever Dr. Gundry?
I've heard the name. Yeah. I know the name. I would know the doctor. It's a guy, right?
It's a guy. He
Yeah.
kind of gets on my nerves too,
I
but
think
he's
I know who you mean. It's
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I know who you mean. Yeah.
right. But not sponsored. Although you should be sponsoring Dr. You should be sponsoring Gillian. I'm just saying, Doctor. But but he just talked about it. One of his books, The Plant Paradox. He just talks a lot about plants and how certain times you should be eating, and just and he's right. Like, and just with
Yeah.
a whole bunch of other things, like Chef Babette, like listening to her,
Yeah.
watching her, and her gratitude.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's the epitome of love, joy. I mean, Chef Chris Carter, he's a vegan chef. So like all of these folks that I have found on social media, it just, I mean, and I follow you, not in a creepy way,
No,
but
I know.
I'm following you because you're giving it back. You're providing value.
Good. That's my goal. Whenever I do videos, that's my goal. And that's always been my goal since I started. And with your experience, like I know, like you were saying, those foods attaching themselves and like the attachment, the food addiction, the cravings, it can all be so emotional, right? And it can be like habitual, emotional, just so many different things. So, do you have any tips for somebody like to stay on track like you did, like for their goal for the 40 days? Like, did you have moments where you wanted to just like have a burger, have something, or you were like, how did you stay so disciplined?
The way I stayed, that's a great question. The way I stayed so disciplined is I was envisioning what it would be afterwards. And that's why if I don't want to just talk about it, I want it to be about it. My husband did not do this with me. I begged him. He was like, I'm good. So we would be having dinner, and he's having his Greek, he loves Greek food or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm having my fruit. And I would encourage people, just do you. If you can't get one person, get Gillian, get me telling you, watch this again and again.
Mhm.
You can do this. We got you. You can do this. And also, shamelessly, I'm going to be making more inspirational and encouragement videos for people. I'm getting back into the swing of it. I stopped for a long time and I deleted all my videos. I'm like, okay, that's not me. I want to really make a
Mm.
difference. I want people to walk away going, I can do that. I feel encouraged. I feel motivated. So yeah, I hope that
Yeah.
answered.
No, that does. That was great. You're great at answering. And I can see why you're a stand-up comic too through this interview and through everything you've said. And okay, well, this has been awesome. I just love you. I adore you. I think you're great. And I'm so glad you reached out to me. I love you. And let everybody know where they can find you. And if there's anything else that you feel like we've missed about your experience or like any inspiration that comes to mind that you want to share at all, please share it. And then, yeah, definitely let us know where we can find you, where we can see you on stand up, where we can listen to you and everything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Yes. So I am a radio personality on today's Best Mix 1017 KKIQ. And you can listen Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on KKIQ.com. You can also follow me on all my social media platforms, Faith Alpher, ALPHER. And my website is funnygirlfaith.com. And as far as performance, if you have a school or you're a business and your corporation, middle school, high school, if you need some encouragement and motivation, I wrote a program about hope, HOPE, and why it's good. So it falls in the line of the social emotional education learning. And I always love doing PD, professional development for teachers, and I have extended it to staff. And yes, we laugh and we learn and we have fun. And, I kind of get on your nerves, but I do it with a smile. And it's gotten tremendous feedback. So I do that all over the country. And I talk about this vegan raw challenge and I compare it. And I also talk about my story and my life and how I grew up and joy and secret and heartache. As long as I can bring value and give back and uplift, that's my heart. Like that's what I want to do.
That's amazing. Beautiful. And I can see
Thank,
you just have the voice for all of that. And you're so busy. I love that. Following
thank
your
you.
passion and your purpose, right? It makes just life so fulfilling.
Totally. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Really, it
No,
means
yeah.
so much. I just think that you're just so brilliant, and
Thank you. That's nice.
I
Thank you.
I get excited when I'm just going to be coming to Canada.
Oh,
Canada. I don't know when, but
no way.
it's
Let
going
me
to happen
know.
because it's written down on one of these. I believe in writing down what you want, and I look at it
Yeah.
every single day. But I write it down, and one of the things is going visiting Canada. I
Yeah.
don't know when, but
Let me know
it's
when you're here and we'll set up some speaking engagements or something.
let's do it. Oh,
Yeah.
Canada, let's do it.
That would be so fun. You're funny. Well, Faith, thank you so much for coming on. I'm so glad this experience was so good for you. And I'm so glad you found the channel with G and watched it and it inspired you to try this challenge. And that it was such a positive thing. Like literally adding in the raw living foods has changed my life like nothing else. And it's one of the most positive forces to ever take me over and has changed my complete life path. And I absolutely love it. And I'm glad it was a positive for you. So I will link everything down below for you. Everybody go follow Faith. She is amazing. And maybe we'll have you back at 1 year or something for an update, see what's going on, see if you're still
Yes.
doing more raw. I think 80% is still amazing. Like you have to find what works for you and you gave it a try. That's awesome. And if you guys enjoyed this, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for more awesome videos like this one. And I'll put my ebook down below if it's available. And I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.